So today we are going to see handling web tables using Selenium Webdriver. Web tables are like normal tables where data is present in the structured form using rows and columns, and they displayed on the web page using HTML tags. The HTML tags that used to build the web tables are table table tag, table body, table row, table description. Two types of HTML table published on web page. One is static table. The number of rows and columns are fixed. And next one is dynamic table. Data is dynamic, so the rows and columns are not fixed. So this is the page where we are going to test the web table. So in this one, you can see this is a static table uh, where you have four rows and three columns. The first row is your header part. It's table product, price, and availability. Let's inspect those things. So we check the table where you can see table name. So you can see once you select the table, the entire table has been selected, and then your table header, where table header you have a table row, and then you have a product table head price and availability. Those are your column names, and then table body. So where you will have your data there. So table row and table description. First is laptop price, and then availability, whether it's in stock or out stock. This is for first data, and this will be your second data. So smartphone and price 99.99 and out of stock, and next one is tablet and the price and it's available or not. So you have a three records on this one in this table. The one catchy on this site is this entire table comes inside a frame. You can see here a frame is being defined. Inside the frame, you can see a web page is there. There in that you can see a table is being defined. So what we need to do is we once we now log into the page, and then we need to click this button, and then once you click this button, table will be shown. From Selenium you have to switch to the frame. From there you need to identify this element of like columns and rows. Need to find the size of the column and size of the rows and find the data and comparing the data between the actual and expected. So with that said, let's start coding. So we create a new Java class. At the right before class, first we are going to set up WebDriver. First we are creating a private variable for the interface WebDriver, and then private options. WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver, then at the rate before test, so before method, void launch, and copy this URL. So WebDriver.get. Maximizing, and then we'll start with the test case under a test public void test case 01. So we'll go here, we'll start inspecting. So once you are into this page, you need to click the Webtable link. If you click here, class name is Webtable, Control F, you can see Webtable is there. Then we'll say the right class. Okay, we copy this WebDriver dot find element by dot export. So click. So now you click, and as I said earlier, so there is a frame is connected, and so once you click, the frame will get enabled, and a new page will, this entire path will, a new page will be open. So here you can see, once you click that, you can see the table iframe. So we need to go to the iframe first. How to go to iframe is WebDriver dot switch to dot frame. So either frame name or ID. We have the frame name as frame. Now we are switched into the frame. And once you switched into the frame, then you need to go for the table. So once you expand this on HTML body, yes. And now what we need to do is we need to find table, below that table head, and table row. So here we are going inside table row. Now we need to identify number of headers are there. So we need to put table header. So we'll put here as a list, find elements, and we are getting that in a list. So where the element list. So just content include it as. So now we got the list of element. So what we are going to do is we need to check whether the column names are all correct. How do we test this? So we can create a string over here, string array. I want my header names to be created. Here we say header name, Header name is nothing but product price and availability. Product price and availability. So now we need to assert. So we got the list of element and now we need to assert. We need to check whether the size is matching. So first we'll check the size. So first we are asserting the size and next we are going to validate the header names are valid. So how do we do that is assert. So now we need to check the header names are matching. So for that we are going for for loop I int I equal to 0, I less than size, I plus plus, then assert dot assert equals. Now we have to put the expected result, then we're calling the first value and we are using actual result. So actual result comes from the list dot get index. So we are trying to find the element and that element we are trying to get the text. So you can see here the return value of get text is string and this will be the element. So up to this it will return a list of element. In that it will return an element. So in that element you are trying to get a text and now we are comparing the text from the actual and from the expected. So this is your actual result and your expected result and you are comparing. So now we'll execute and see. Okay, test case pass. So we will put a debug mode and we'll see how this test case is getting executed. So we'll start with debug. Okay, first it is size is matching. So size is 3, element list of element and we are expected is also 3. So first case is pass. Next step is to check against your actual and expected and that is also getting passed. So your header name is price and the element list that is coming as well. So to know what is returning, what we can do is we can say string expected result. So we can copy this one and put this one over here and we can copy this one and put this one string actual result. Now we can say this and put it as an expected and this will be your actual result. Now if we put the debug mode and see, we'll know the difference. We'll know what is the value that has been returning and what we are going to assert. So size is fine and we are moving to the next step. So your expected result, first is you can see expected result is product and your actual result is also product. So that is what it is comparing and when both are matching and then your test case pass, then your next value So next is price, and your expected is price and your actual is also price, and both are matching. Next is availability. Your expected is availability and actual is availability, and both are fine. So that's it. The loop ends and your test execution completed. You can see test case 1 pass. Next test case will test all the values are matching. So by using the rate test public void test case, go to, so what we are going to do here is um, same WebDriver dot find element by dot x path. So we need to get the list of element. So what we are going to do is we are going to find the rows. So we validated this part, table header. Now it's a table body. So what we need to do is table body slash uh, table row and table description. So when we go for table description, you can see lot of table description up to 9 values is showing. Why it is showing is we are given as a table row. If we mention it as a if we mention it as a first row, then we have to put bracket 1. So you can see in the first record you have a three description on that. So you have a three values on that. So that's what you're seeing. You can see at the top highlighting. So we are going to take this one. So what we do is we copy this one and we put it over here. So we're going to find the list of element and we are going to perform the action. So and before that we need to pass the value. How we pass is by using data provider. So data provider is for a multiple scenario. You can give the name as uh, data. You can say data. Then we'll say public object and two-dimensional array, and then we'll say data. So here we are trying to return object new object array. So, and here you need to give data provider as a name and put as a data. So okay, so we need to first pass the okay 1 2 3. So we have a three column over here, and we assume we are passing row number as well. So first row, in that first row, what is the value? First value is laptop, and the price for the laptop is 9.99, and your text is in stock. So this will be your first. Okay, so your next will be 2 comma smartphone. Smartphone price is 99.99 and out of stock. So the next 3 comma tablet $34,949 dollar names. So we are trying to pass three values and we are going to iterate that one. So first one will be your string. First one will be your int row. Second string is your product. Next string is your price, and next would be your string availability. Okay, so this row will be passed over here. I'll tell you why is that. So why we are passing this row over here is we want to check each row and each value. In a particular row, I want to check for this column value and this one price value and the stock. Once it's done, then I have to go to the next row and I have to start validating. So based on that, I have to do validation. So that's the reason we are giving a passing the row number, and based on that, we are going to validate. How we need to use iterator. The reason to use this iterator is to collect all the list of elements. So what we do is we put a list of element iterator equal to list dot iterator, then assert dot assert equal. First you are checking the product, and then iterator dot next dot get text, product price and available. So what we are doing in the first row, for the first description, we are collecting the first value and second value and third value, and we are comparing this product price and availability. So product price and availability. So based on that, we are checking whether these values are matching. So what we do is now we will execute and see. Okay. Get failed. Let's see why it is getting failed. No such element. Okay, the reason behind is here we are using, so here we are using at the rate test method, and we are maximizing, and then we are doing click on that, and then we are performing, we are switching to the iframe, we are switching to the frame, and then we are started executing. So what we can do is we can copy this entire text and put it under this. So all test case we can put it in one under. Now we will execute and see. Okay, all test case pass. So we will put a debug mode on this and this. Okay, what we can do is okay, this is for test case one. We already tested, checked the test case one. I want to check the test case two. One second. Okay. So first assertion. Okay. First it reads the data, and you can see the list is three, and iterator which collects all the uh, three elements, and it start iterating. So what will happen is here you will get the product. Product is laptop, and here it is price. And here it will compare your price and making sure the price both are matching. Now it's a second scenario. So second scenario, you can see the smartphone, it start getting a little smartphone price and availability, and based on that, it is comparing and checking. This is for the third. Yes, and all test case pass. Where you can see all the scenarios being tested by using the data provider. Okay, that's it. So we are creating a before at the rate before class, and we are making a setup on that, and then we are launching the browser. So where we are declaring, what validation we are going to do. So there we are performing this, WebDriver element table, and we are clicking that, and we are going inside the frame, and we are performing the action. So test case one is to check the header of that, and the test case two is check the data of that. So data validation by using data provider, we are checking all the three records are matching or not. Okay, thank you.